you're asking is a governance question, and I want to address this question without looking at the sentiments that are there. There's what is called the principle of subsidiarity. This principle of subsidiarity means that what can be done below should not be done up. What can be done at the county should not be done at the national level. What should be done at the constituency level should not be done at the national level. And what should be done at the ward level by the MCA. That's why I'm looking for MCAs should be given more money in the ward fund to do what they can do at the ward level. Because MCAs also give pledges, which they cannot do because they have no fund. So the principle of subsidiarity means when I was in Strathmore, I was academic director. What my heads of program makes as a decision, I should not be involved. Because this is where corruption comes, where you permeate everything. And Fred, as a husband, the less decision you make, the more effective you are as a husband. Because if you're even deciding whether lunch will be omena and ugali, and it will be rice and chapati, you are encroaching onto your wife's boundary. Let your household do his work. Even kids need space to make decisions. For example, like me on Sunday, my son, if he behaves from Monday to Saturday, he decides on what he has for lunch. Even if he wants samosa, he has it. If he wants pizza, he gets it. But if he does not behave, then I make decision on his behalf. So we agree on the boundaries. And they feel happy that on Sunday, they can make a decision. And they grow and mature. How can an MP grow if all decisions are made by the president? The president is making too many decisions that he has no time to make the right decision. Because you have no time to process everything. That's why you see there's a lot of gaffes and goofs in the president's speeches. Some of them are very unfortunate. And let me tell you how this works. When I was Kibaki's economic advisor, we came out with a model. And in fact, when you hear the executive order, have you heard the word executive order? The president should only make the executive order. There's a structure called EMDA. The executive order by the president, once he makes it, he shuts up, isn't it? Then M is ministerial policy. Ministries come with ministerial policies to execute the executive order. When Kibaki said free primary education, it was an executive order. Minister for Education come with a policy to make a free primary education work. Then we go to the State Department headed by the PS. D, departmental heads come with the departmental execution framework. Then after that, we now go to the agency. For example, TSC is an agency under Department of Education. Now, if you are a president, you look like you are the president. Also, you are like the lead president. You also look like a minister. Then you look like a PS. Then you look like a head of parastatal. Then you look like the head of market. Then you look like the county council. Then look at the DC. Then you can't make a right decision, Fred. So the second thing is that if you want to be effective, do the Pareto rule. Out of all this work Ruto is doing, where is the 80-20 rule? What are the 20% things that he concentrates on? The impact to Kenyans will be 80. And then, even if you talk about the issue of his record as legacy, what are the 20% that if you focus his work on, can give a legacy? He's doing everything, and the only legacy you can find, abductions is coming up, isn't it? Harassing children in school is what we are seeing. Corruption, what we are seeing. Deals which are not working like Adani, isn't it? SHA is not working. Affordable housing is not working. And Fred, forgive me just to mention a word about this affordable housing. How can, I've gone to lawyers, by the way, Joe, I've gone to lawyers and told lawyers now, can you give me what is trending in your list of work? What is trending is recovery. Recovery of people's property, land and houses. Why? Because people borrowed money to mortgages to buy houses. Now, their salary has been slashed to pay for affordable housing. That makes it impossible for them to service their mortgages. They are losing houses for a house they may never see, which they don't know where it is, how it looks like. Okay. So these too many decisions are becoming difficult. And when the executive when this parliament, for example, I go to parliament now, why I want to urge Ms. Mheshimiwa Tandaza that they leave the CDF alone. They have a lot of oversight, representation, and legislation. Where are they trending? They're not trending on legislation. They're not trending on oversight. Because even if you look at oversight, the president has broken all the 18 chapters of the Constitution, and is still a head of state.
All right.
When we come to the issue of governance, the issue of allocation of funds, budget making process, I can tell you now, I've looked at the BPS, the budget making, the budget policy statement. It does not address the issue of pending bills, which is killing Kenyans everywhere. So if you focus on what is not your work, now you are going to be launching something in Matuga tomorrow. You are going to be hosted with the CS there. What time do you have to look at legislations which are passing in Parliament to represent them?
CS, not the other
and
one.
when you are overburdening yourself with a lot of work, MPs are very busy. Even your constituents will call you, never find you.
And now that you talk about the president's
represent
performance, 2.5 years into his term, this week a consortium of 15 civil society organizations released a scorecard on the president's performance, strongly criticizing the Kenya Kwanza